Welcome to the Broken Pencil Booking Company Pro Wrestling Podcast and radio show infused with hip hop. I am Wood.
Made daily with organic, farm to table, localized, neuralized, sterilized, Scotch guarded for 2020 repellent, available online, shipped via Amazon, not available on Sundays, but now available on thebeastradio.com. Broken Pencil Logic. You stay classy, internet. I'm Suave Burgundy.
Another week goes by, another day in the life of the Grand Royal, most luxurious, effervescent Broken Pencil Booking Company Pro Wrestling Podcast and radio show infused with hip hop. On this day, Tuesday, may the 4th be with you. Yeah, my Lord.
Yeah, my Lord.
I said, yeah, my Lord.
Yeah, my Lord.
20 and 21.
Amen.
Suave Burgundy with the damn deal, man.
Oh, man. May the 4th be with you.
Tomorrow, Revenge of the 5th.
Okay, here's a question I've been asking myself, and I had to reach out for a lifeline. But do you eat tacos today because it's Tuesday? Or do you wait and eat tacos tomorrow for Cinco de Mayo?
You know what the correct answer is?
What is the correct answer?
Ask Brian Danielson. Yes. I'm spitting, y'all. I'm spitting with that one.
Yeah.
Of course, you're hearing this on Thursday, May the 6th, but we don't give a shit.
I mean, a little bit we do, but just know that tacos were probably had on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yes.
And
Fox Fuel, Fuel City, Fiesta, any of your vintage.
Anywhere tacos are sold.
I'll even throw Torchy's in the mix. And if you're really feeling froggy, Velvet, you know what I'm saying? Get your taco fix. You know, shameless plugging for things that.
Shout out to Pollo
Rayo?
As they call it. Yeah, as they call it in the hood, Pollo Reggio.
The Reggie. Pollo Reggio.
Yeah, Pollo Rayo. Yeah. Their tacos are good pinch.
Yeah, no doubt. Man, we got some work to do. Let me apologize. I'm a little bit behind. Suave Burgundy has chefed up some magic once again with the lyrical miracles, and I am definitely way behind the 8 ball on this one. But please believe we got work coming very, very soon.
Yes, the closing ceremonies of IMOC will be a stellar adventure.
No doubt.
You stream.
Man, so there was an event this past Saturday here in Dallas, and there's one of many.
Cut that up in the background. Yeah.
Oh, this little ditty here.
Yeah. Some sauce on it.
Armed is the name of this one. Armed. Shout out Nicholas Craven. We've been invited numerous times. Shout out to Pencil Pusher Extraordinaire, one of the dopest people behind the scenes that we actually know in professional wrestling, DJ Tony Snow, aka the DJ for a little flip, because bitch, Texas. Tony Snow has invited us to an upstart outfit which has been around for a little over a year now, called SWE Fury. One of the most sought after independent promotions here in the U.S., based right here in Texas, running shows out of the DFW area, whose commissioner is the great Hall of Famer, legendary player Teddy Long himself. And I took him up on an offer to go check out a TV taping this past Saturday. And albeit last minute, naturally Suave couldn't make last minute. I'm surprised that I could make it, but the Petty Messiah did join me for some debauchery in the form of professional wrestling. There we actually met Tony Snow, talked a little bit, but he introduced us. He went out of his way to introduce us to Teddy Long. And last year, shouts out to Maisha Asante. Last year, we reached out to Teddy Long to try to get an interview for the Broken Pencil Booking Company Pro Wrestling Podcast and Radio Show Infused with Hip Hop. And due to a certain deal, it didn't happen. And instead, he left us a voicemail. If you are true fans of, or true pencil pushers, should I say, you remember us talking about this in passing, but that's something that actually happened. Well, he told us that he couldn't guarantee anything right now, but there's a new show coming up on the 22nd. Let me run down some of the luminaries that's going to be on this card on the 22nd. You ready for this, Suave?
Run it.
Enzo, Cass XL, aka W. Morrissey, the legendary Too Cold Scorpio, Boogeyman, Melina, Selena De La Renta, Red Dog, aka Rodney Mack, Evilise, the so-called self-proclaimed real world heavyweight champion Charlie Haas, and Hall of Famer and world's strongest man Mark Henry. That's just some of the names that's going to be at the next SWE Fury taping on May 22nd here in Dallas, or the Dallas area. Actually, no, this one actually is in Dallas.
It is.
Yeah, it's in Dallas proper. Man. Turn up. Is it? Would it be safe to say that
it is quite safe to say that it is. You should be planning for a turn up. You have a historic venue. You have a list of known and world renowned talent. So it should be a good time for all.
It should be. It should be. Dare to be surprised that that something goes awry, but we won't hope for that, because in fact we're going to be there in the building, and I plan on being there for as much time as I possibly can that day to soak it in. So be expecting some something to come out of that here real soon, right here.
Actual factuals.
You know what I'm saying? I tell you one thing funny that came out of that was as we were sending you pictures from the event, Charlie Haas ate an ass whooping while he was holding a hot mic. He was literally talking his way out of an ass whooping while he was eating an ass whooping with a hot mic. One of the funniest things I have seen in quite some time. Me talking about it does it absolutely no justice, but it happened. I digress. 22nd, here we come. SWE Fury, Metroplex, DFW. You know what I'm saying? Let's just go up there and just be us. Be expecting some very fresh drip coming out of this. I don't use that word often, but please believe the drip will be in full effect. Now, last week we were talking about Daniel Bryan on his seemingly on his way out to move around before he actually puts the sunset on a really banner career. And he ended up losing a match, world championship. Well, it was a universal championship match against the head of the table, the tribal chief Roman Reigns. And it was a loser leaves SmackDown match. So Daniel Bryan is no longer part of the SmackDown roster. After we get off the air last Thursday, we also find out that, and we unconfirmed, but numerous reports on the internet say this, NXT and MLW have agreed to a talent exchange. Whoa. MLW.
That's it. You should have let that roll. That's a news exclusive.
Broken Pencil exclusive. That MLW and NXT have agreed to a talent exchange. That's huge, because if all things that Triple H has been saying are actually true, MLW's new TV home on Vice couldn't be coming at a better time.
Right. You get even more exposure for your talent on another night, on another network. And these are essentially all developmental talents. This isn't like main roster stuff. So it doesn't seem like one brand. If guys from Raw ended up on MLW, it'd be completely uneven. But guys from NXT,
there are a few exceptions.
MLW.
There are a few exceptions to this. Like we can't say this is like MLW is a developmental territory because they have some world renowned talent there. I mean, their world champion by all means is a damn Fatu. Their tag team. Go ahead.
No, absolutely. When I call like developmental for NXT, because they really are developing talent from the ground up in the PC. But as far as notoriety for television stars, them and MLW, they can share a little bit of common ground now. And then, having certain MLW talent on NXT is just like you have a possibility for some dream matches.
So, like, I'll give you a dream match. I'm looking at the MLW roster right now. Filthy Tom Lawler is in MLW. Can you imagine him versus Timothy Thatcher?
Boy, or Kyle O'Reilly.
Right now, Kyle O'Reilly, because he's in his bag right now, regardless of the look. Who we got? Former NXT stars, Leo Rush, and also ACH. Both.
Was it Orange Cassidy and Peach O'Reilly?
Oh my god. TJP is also over there, who's also an Impact too, so that'd be crazy.
Okay.
Representing Oak Cliff because bitch, Texas. Muhammad Lawal, aka King Mo, also in MLW. Coming into his own as a professional wrestler too. You have let's see, Richard Holiday, your Caribbean champion. Ross and Marshall Von Erich, your national openweight champion.
Of the Caribbean.
Alex Hammerstone, who in real life is big as hell. Like there's no jokes with that man. What you see on TV is what you get. We saw him. We saw big pause. We saw him in person. L.A. Park, who is a World Tag Team Champion. For those who don't know, that's the original La Parka. Him and his son, Hijo de La Park, are the World Tag Team Champions in MLW. Simon Gotts, another NXT standout, also in MLW. Brian Pillman Jr., who is listed on the roster, but also with AEW. And then you have some like Septimo Dragon is dope. Dirty Blondes is a dope tag team. You also have Injustice with Jordan Oliver and Myron Reed.
Let me jump in with you 1 second.
Yeah.
I just had like this incredible thought. So Brian Pillman Jr. is on MLW's roster.
Yep.
Also on AEW's roster.
Yep.
But it will also MLW, who will also be doing a talent exchange with NXT.
Yep.
Do you know how, if everybody just decided to cooperate a little bit, Brian Pillman Jr. could actually execute the loose cannon gimmick between 3 promotions?
If you really want to keep it a buck, he could do it with 4. Because who is AEW also in bed with?
Impact.
There you go.
And then it ain't shit to catch a flight to New Japan.
Davari also with MLW.
Bro, if Brian Pillman Jr. showed up dressed like his old man and just crashed a New Japan show, said something ridiculous and left, would that not be the funniest shit ever?
I wonder, does Junior have Senior's chain? You know, the chain that he and Austin wore for the Hollywood Blondes?
That's a pretty good question.
If he doesn't,
I would assume so, but
if he doesn't, it would be dope if Austin gave up his chain for Pillman Jr. and used that as part of the angle too.
Man, let's just get a gold rope made and say it was the chain. Let's not even endanger these family heirlooms.
I mean,
just get a chain and say it's the one. That's it. Or like take a small piece off of it, take like the lobster claw off of it and put it on yours, and now you're continuing the chain of command.
All right. Well, at any rate, we just ran down the MLW roster for the most part. You know, there are a couple of go ahead.
We missed the one matchup that I absolutely, if you saw it, it might up a stadium. Walter versus Fatu.
man, truth be told, you could put Walter versus any champion, which we'll get to a champion versus champions mixtape here in a second for another reason. But that's honestly, man, we might be able to do a tournament with the current champions.
A King of the Ring I would love a King of the Ring tournament between MLW and NXT talent. That'd be dope. That
actually would be dope.
Winner gets a shot at, whichever promotion's world champion.
We don't have a pay-per-view this week. That might be next week's show.
Uh-oh.
Put a pin in that. Yeah, okay. Put a pin in that. That could be phenomenal. Savio Vega also over there. Can't forget about that.
You can say it right. Savio Vega.
Yeah, man.
You gotta put the sauce on it.
And let's see. So speaking of champ versus champ, Daniel Bryan having the possibility, because honestly I think Daniel Bryan's going to end up in NXT for his peace out on the company. I think they desperately need it. The part about it that like kind of makes it sad is that like the best of the best from NXT, none of them are there anymore. Well, there's two. There's Ciampa and Gargano, and Gargano's like almost unwatchable for me now. Balor's still there. Balor's still putting on some good matches.
I mean, Balor left, came back. He's almost done as much main roster stuff as he has for NXT.
Yeah, so. I would probably say he's definitely done more meaningful stuff in NXT than he has in the main. You can easily say that because he's only won the championship and then was hurt in that match. So he never really got a chance to hold the WWE championship for that matter.
But he does have a Hall of Fame stat. He is the first Universal Champion.
That is very, very true. Whether he got a defense or not, he is the first Universal Champion. So as we move on, like I said, I think Daniel Bryan stays there. But if we can start the Daniel Bryan World Tour with the list a la Cody Rhodes, I got a feeling that we'll see something, probably one of the more special careers that we've had in the history of professional wrestling. So right now, trying to make a name for himself, though, is Kenny Omega, as he has the AAA Mega Championship, the AEW World Championship, and the Impact and TNA World Championships. People have been challenging him left and right since acquiring the Impact TNA World Championship. At the top of the list, Andrade El Idolo. Let's do a top 5 right now of what other belts Kenny could possibly go after that would make for great wrestling broadcasting.
Ring of Honor, Rush.
It's hard. I don't even if PCO were still the world champion over ROH, I don't think that would be a bad match. It's hard to miss with ROH's champions. It really is. Man, Will Ospreay.
Facts.
Kenny back in New Japan as the cleaner, and then Will Ospreay being in his bag, like
Will
on the spray.
Will on the spray.
I mean,
don't forget that.
Will on the spray. Who else we got? I hate to say this. One person he don't want, Jacob Fatu.
he getting waxed like a new car.
That's gonna be a shoot fest. That's what that's gonna be. Like opera shit. You leave that shit at home.
Don't play with that man. Don't play with that man. Kenny, that man asleep. You leave him alone.
Do you let Kenny come to NXT?
Who's in NXT that actually matches up with him?
O'Reilly? Cole?
I mean, no, not even just like in-ring style, but like in-ring and notoriety. There's probably one. Balor would be the guy.
Balor.
And Balor's not champion.
Right. Karrion Kross I think that would not be good for him at all.
That ain't too far off Fatu.
I don't think it would do anything for Cross. B, it definitely doesn't do anything for Kenny.
Killer Cross should look like a killer in that situation, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense for anybody.
But from an international appeal standpoint, I like the matchup of Kenny Omega and Walter.
Only because I want to see Walter beat the piss out of Kenny. I mean, I want to watch Walter bear claw slap the shit out of Kenny Omega and watch how he do it.
Put that W on his chest.
Boy. Put that Vader V right across his collarbone.
He might as well get Brendan with the double cross wrench.
You feel what I'm saying? Get the Terry Funk special. I want to see that happen. Just so I can see how he deals with it as an artist.
That was easier than I thought it was. So we got Walter. we got on the spray. We got Rush. Can we get two more out of this?
Who else is a champion somewhere?
Let's see. Who is the AAA World Champion right now? So wait, the Mega Champion is that their biggest belt now? The Mega Championship?
I am not quite aware. I don't want to lie.
Because according to what I'm looking at, it is. Yeah, I guess so.
Well, he is their world champion.
A belt that ain't being defended much. Okay, and he's had it, and he's at it for 561 days.
Wow.
Yeah, not so sure I'm a fan of that.
He got that Lesnar schedule, huh?
Any more viable world champions?
We have to be missing somebody's promotion. Like, we have to be.
I mean, if we want to go CMLL, Ultimo Guerrero.
I've never seen any of his work, but I'm pretty sure their styles would mesh.
CMLL is to AAA what New Japan would be to WWE, in my opinion, in terms of styles. Okay. Like CMLL is more of the serious.
Okay.
Like you said,
I was gonna say, like, Kenny's just a Canadian luchador.
Right. And this is a wrestlers organization. Like, they have luchadors, of course, but
okay.
Yeah, CMLL is more of the wrestlers organization, whereas AAA has more of the mainstream appeal. So they have more characters and sponsored gimmicks and that type of thing.
Right.
What other promotions can we think? Because we ran down a list of promotions and their champions last week.
And I think we pretty much covered all the possible matchups for Kenny. Some of the stuff just ain't gonna pan out.
Do we care?
Styles don't match.
Do we care about Kenny Omega and Nick Aldis? I care about seeing Nick Aldis stretch Kenny Omega.
See, that would be about it, because I feel like that's a styles clash. You have a pure wrestler versus a.
This is like Nick Bockwinkel
as a wrestling artist.
It'd be like Nick Bockwinkel versus Bret Hart.
No, that would work, but that actually would work. It's more like Ole Anderson versus Psychosis.
All right. And let's see here. How about let's see here. Who's the PWG world champion? Let's see who that is.
Gorillas in the midst.
Let's see here.
I'm tripping. You know what champion we can add to face Kenny Omega?
Who that?
The Texas Heavyweight Champion JTG.
Yeah. Size wise, this is a mirror matchup, with the exception of the fact that JTG has 26-inch arms.
Be that way sometimes, fam.
You feel me? I guess there is
Pro Wrestling Guerrillas champions Bandito.
Okay, I'm looking at their website, and their website haven't been updated since 2015. Jesus, hire somebody
for a nominal fee, soon to be a phenomenal fee. We will slice off some of this broken pencil knowledge and put it on your plate. I'll take my lunch money in Ethereum. Thank you very much.
I had it before you said plate, fam.
Go send me my Ethereum, player. Give me my...
Shouts out to Doge on the move today too. Shit. Loving this free mortgage money I'm getting from Doge right now.
Man, it's the trap. The trap jumping right now. You might want to see body.
Got the whole hood on fire. So yeah, we good with this mixtape. We got what do we have? Well, I guess it would only make sense to do champions. We got Walter. We got we don't have Cross. We don't have Fatu. we got On the Spray. We got Rush. I guess that would really be about it.
That's the height of what we're getting on American TV right now. So I don't know who else you can add.
Yeah, and JTG. You said JTG, so yeah, I'll take that.
I'll
even take Charlie Haas too.
Okay. Charlie gonna stretch him though.
Oh yeah. Oh, with zero to give.
No, yeah, I'm saying no remorse. So just be careful. But you didn't put him in there.
But size wise, they're a pretty even matchup too. So we can even add that as a bonus cut. So there's that. That's out the way. Now then, as we proceed, you sent me I'm about to click on this link. You sent me a list. Shouts out to Ramon's Urban Advocate. And if you ain't down with UAC, you was a damn lie. The net worth of the richest WWE superstars. It goes without saying.
Of all time.
It goes without saying that The Rock has to be number one. This is just like saying Jay-Z's the richest rapper.
Right.
So, looking at this list, let's go from 10 to 1. This is according to what, Forbes?
I believe so.
No, this is a list compiled by wealthygorilla.com. And they charted the top 30.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's the Forbes of wrestling financials.
Wealthy Gorilla. Nice. So, at number 10, Chris Jericho.
Now I'm gonna have fun with this list.
Yeah, so we got Chris Jericho at number 10. This man has been busting his ass for 30 years in the ring and has been performing across the globe with Fozzy for damn near 20 years, and is a podcaster at the advice of Stone Cold Steve Austin, now worth to be $18 million. Not chump change by any stretch of the imagination.
Wait, and then part of his AEW contract was paid to him in Dogecoin.
So he might be richer than that at the time of this recording.
Price just went up.
Don't worry, I'm flipping the page on that right now.
Price just went up. Price just went up.
What up, Ron Murray? Number 9, Stacy Keibler, who started off as a model / Nitro girl, who became a professional wrestler. Went to WWE and actually was there for a little bit longer than a cup of coffee. And as of right now, as of this article, she's worth approximately $25 million. Not bad for someone we haven't seen in the month of Sundays. Off the perks, we got Kurt. Number 8.
We've got to stop doing this to him.
I love Kurt Angle, man, in all facets.
Oh my God! I just want to see a young mixtape rapper emerge, and his name be Perk Angle.
And you want to see a mixtape rapper named Perk Angle? You'll see a lawsuit or a cease and desist soon to follow. as we move to number 8, done with the perks, Kurt Angle. And he's had I'd say he's had a much better career and impact in TNA than he had in WWE, but still a Hall of Fame career nonetheless across the board. One of the most entertaining, legit athletes we've ever seen in the ring, and has now retired and does the podcast, which he just started the podcast. Wonder who started this trend, and has his own supplement brand, which funny how the supplement brand was in the podcast was a tease for him coming back to professional wrestling, which actually it wasn't. But saying that Kurt Angle is worth approximately $25 million. Not mad at that number at all.
He probably gonna run that bag up a little more, so now he over there dealing with Conrad.
Yeah, buddy. Number 7. Good try, Terry. Easily the
I figured he would have been higher.
Well, I guess there's reasons why he's not.
Yeah, that ex-wife. Yeah, that.
Oh,
that really
Linda.
dug into his. Ooh.
When you amass a nice sum and get taken to the cleaners after you revolutionize the sport for merchandise and be what celebrity looks like in the sport of professional wrestling. In the same era of Ric Flair, you had Hulk Hogan being the household name with cartoons and music and movies and TV shows. But after roughly, according to this article, surrendering close to 70% of his total assets.
70.
Jesus, man. Let that marinate for a second. Surrendering 70% of his total assets, this man is still worth a nice round $25 million.
Because I felt like I knew Hogan, had 100 M's at one point, or 100 plus M's. Might have been, closing into 2. And then,
there's certain people that you look at and just know they have gimme that money. Like when you walk out somewhere and be like, hey, I want something, give me that. And they just give it to you just off the strength of who you are. Hogan was probably that person at one point. For a long time, not just for one point, but for a long time, he was probably that person. And if that's not the case now, cool. He still has the name because he hasn't changed his look. And still worth $25 million. Nothing to shake a stick at, but considering how much he had, oh my God.
Yeah, that's.
Woo. Speaking of revolutionizing merchandise, the next 2 are going to be pretty surprising. Let's start with Texas, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Okay.
Forced to retire in 2003 due to compounding neck issues stemming from an errant pile driver by the late Owen Hart. He's also had some out of the ring issues too with those of the fairer sex, but he's the catalyst for the wrestling podcast movement, in my opinion. If there's somebody else, please let me know. I'm interested to know who was more powerful, more influential in wrestlers becoming podcasters than Stone Cold Steve Austin, because even Taz was in the ring and he stepped out of the podcasting arena, that is. So all that aside,
he probably right.
He got some TV ventures.
Austin's probably most influential. I'm gonna say Austin's probably most influential, but Colt Cabana's basically the Godfather.
I would definitely I'll give you that. See, as a Godfather though, you have to either keep one toe in, or to keep people remembering that that's what you did. Because right now, like James, they consider James Brown the Godfather of hip hop, but you also do the same with Kool Herc. You know what I'm saying? For being the DJ, and of course you would revel more in Kool Herc because he's still here and James Brown is gone. You just hear his beats all everywhere. At any rate, Stone Cold's still doing TV shows everywhere. I don't know if his deal with WWE Network is a separate deal from what he has with his podcast network, or what he has with USA for his show on USA. But either way, he's still doing movies and stuff too. His net worth right now is about $30 million. Nothing to shake a stick at. Got a ranch in South Texas. Got a ranch outside of Las Vegas. Like, this man is doing it. Like, if you're going to diversify, he has a beer line too now. He has a beer brand.
Yes.
TV,
podcasting, and spirits.
Number 5, which is shocking for it to be this low, but it's understood considering you've had virtually no wrestling relevance in the last 2 years, is former rapper, one of the 4 people out of one of the best classes to ever come out of OVW to only wrestle in WWE, and John Cena. Also revolutionizing merch, as Austin was geared for the 18-34. Cena was definitely geared for the kids. Loud colors, kids fashion, retro appeal, and it would be safe to say that he probably revolutionized the merchandise deal for superstars right now. And with his movies and his issues, having his home life together and everything now, he's set to be worth around. Oh, and before I tell you the number, keep in mind he's also on TBS with Wipeout.
Yep.
$60 million.
Only 60? Yeah, that number's gonna jump because he got a Fast and Furious movie coming.
Man,
yeah,
like this. That's what I'm saying. It's surprising that he's in the middle of this pack. He should be closer to 2 or 3. It's gonna be a lot for anybody to catch 1. But as
he's moving into that territory where he's gonna be the guy you call when you can't afford The Rock.
Get the fuck! You know what? I just read. This list disgusts me already. Number 4. Jumping into the triple digit milli mark is the executive vice president of global talent strategy and development for WWE. In case of emergency, break glass world champion. 14 times he's had that title. And his salary as that executive VP is roughly $2.8 million a year. One of the founders and executive producers of NXT, married into the McMahon family. Paul Levesque, aka Triple H, at $150 million.
I mean, he does own stock, Class A. So a few of these billies that have been coming in, he's been able to pinch off of real good. He's got a salary. He's made merch money, made wrestler money, made really good wrestler money, signed his contracts during the boom period. So
re-signed himself during the down period.
Facts. He has to continue to re-sign himself.
Like, if you wrestle one match every 2 years and get paid $1 million as a talent for doing so, I mean, whatever. I mean, you playing Brock Lesnar by the Monday, so you know.
Right? Because I'm gonna pay myself. Like, yeah, to all be damned. At any point, this could fall apart, and I'm back to being just a Levesque and not a Levesque/McMahon.
Right.
And I didn't get payment for services rendered.
As we continue with the McMahon trend, number 3 is Stephanie. Reported to own 2.5% of WWE as its chief brand officer and has a net worth to match Triple H's at $150 million.
Price just went up.
Now, number 2 on this list is who I said was going to be number 1, which is The Rock.
Okay.
Take a wild guess who's number 1 if Rock is number 2.
Vince.
It is absolutely Vince, which should not be on this list. But for the sake of this list, because we're giving information off this list, let's go ahead and continue with this list.
I should have guessed totally wrong, and that probably would have been a better reveal.
Nah, because
no, for real, you should. It's like, who's number one? Bill Watts.
why are we doing this?
You see what I'm saying? See how much better that would have been had I been.
Bronco Lubitsch.
You know what I'm saying? Jerry Jarrett.
Jeff Jarrett.
Dixie Carter.
Wait, well, actually, wait a minute. Let me back that up. I'm gonna put her. Well, she's no longer in wrestling, but she belongs on the list. I don't care how she got her money.
Oh, dude.
Oh man.
Number one should have been Paul Bosch. Sam Muchnick.
Dory Funk Sr. Joe Blanchard.
Todd Gordon.
Paul Heyman.
Gabe Skopolsky.
Vern Gagne.
Oh man. I think I've run out of people.
Oh man. Stu Hart.
Wow. That's complete trash.
Mike Graham.
Florida Championship Wrestling, baby.
Big Dust.
Oh man.
So the Rock, Dwayne,
Jimmy Hart, Andy Kaufman.
Oh, now we going to the wrestlers. Bob Armstrong.
Sergeant Craig Pitbull Pittman.
Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker.
Champion.
New breed face. Oh man. So the Rock, the Rock.
Hard work, Bobby Walker.
Oh god damn it, swap. Oh, so the Rock is apparently worth $87.5 million. No, I'm sorry, he earned that.
Okay.
In 2020, worth $400 million. And it's safe to say with this Fast franchise about to launch, that not only is the Fast franchise relaunching, they're doing so with the campaign to get people to go back to the theaters.
Price just went up. Price just went up.
On June the 25th, which should be most interesting. $400 million. And then number one on this list, according to wealthygorilla.com, is Vince McMahon at a whopping $1.6 billion. There will never, well, actually, I'm sorry, never be another. Missing from this list is the owners of Anthem Media, Sinclair Broadcasting, and Tony Khan.
Billy Corgan.
Although he may have a place on the lower end of this top 10 list. I'd be interested to see that. So, after reading this list blindly, like live with like listening, like when y'all are listening, I'm reading the list for the first time. It makes me think that no thought and effort was put into this list, and it was more clickbait than anything. Because as I'm going through, Pat Patterson is actually on this list. Pat Patterson is no longer with us. Kevin Von Erich.
That's usually when you should stop being put on lists.
David Otunga. Randy Orton. Roman Reigns. Daniel Bryan. Eric Bischoff. $12.5 million after all the money he stole? Maurice is on this list. Dave Bautista, I figured he'd be higher than 15. Yeah, I don't know about this list. I really don't know about this list. A couple of quick hits real quick before we get up out of here, man. We talked the last couple of weeks about Mickie James being unceremoniously let go from the WWE. And if perception is reality, which a lot of fans are going to believe that perception is reality in this case, regardless of how long she's been there beforehand. But there was a returning talent to WWE television this week that seemed to be their air replacement for Mickie James, which is Eva Marie. Yeah,
you can't equate those two things. You can't. It's irresponsible to do that, and it's not fair to Eva Marie. You absolutely cannot say that Mickie James was let go in order to bring Eva Marie in.
Again, if perception is reality, that's how it looks.
Don't do that, because Mickie was not the only woman cut. Okay. It could have been a swap. You're swapping Eva Marie for Peyton Royce. Now you don't feel so bad, do you?
Okay. Or Chelsea Green, who just had surgery. So now it looks like you let go of someone who was injured and could not perform just so she can go get healthy.
I mean, she's medically covered.
Is she, though? Do we know this?
Gotta be.
One would hope.
What responsible adult these days either isn't using their paycheck for insurance or has company insurance? If she was injured on the job, she's covered.
One would hope. You're an independent contractor. You have no benefits. You're injured on the job. If you're injured on the job, you're selling the contract. You're still paying for it. Now, companies do the right thing and on a handshake agreement and say, we're going to take care of this. But do they have to? Sounds messed up, but it is. As we continue, though, quick hit again. Down south, upon the border boy, Andrade El Idolo will be facing off against Alberto El Patron. What do we make of
himself?
Man, what do we make of this?
I mean, he's by the standards of the justice system of Mexico and or the United States of America.
In this case, the United States, state of Texas.
He is a free man. He has a right to make a living. Yeah. How should I feel about this? I mean,
honestly, if we take the extra out of it, I think we're gonna see a phenomenal matchup between two of Mexico's greatest exports. Andrade had a hell of a run in NXT, not so stellar run in WWE, not for any fault of his own. Alberto's run in WWE is runs have been legendary, and I think if they're able to put something together by the July 31st, we could be looking at something very, very special. This match takes place in McAllen, Texas, which is roughly 500 miles away from Dallas. Not going.
Quite a trip.
Not going, but I would love to see.
So we won't be in attendance, but if they have some type of stream or a YouTube link, then sure, we'll be right there with you.
Right there with you. There's another belt collector. Now, first of all these belt collectors are popping up out of the woodworks, taking claim because of Kenny Omega doing what he's doing. Ultimo Dragon at the top of the list. However,
everybody booking their own angles.
But Jay White is calling himself, which would be a Grand Slam champion. He's calling himself the first quadruple crown champion here in New Japan, as he is now the new never open weight champion.
This is where in season 1 we would have played that Scarface song "Never" in the background.
One of these days, I'm gonna get my weight up to actually be in front of the damn turntables while I'm actually doing the show.
Now that's just showing off. That's just doing.
Are we infused with hip hop or are we not infused with hip hop?
I mean, you didn't lie. So
yeah. Let me take a look at something here real quick while I have this on my mind here. Jay White. All right, let's see here. IWGP Heavyweight Champion one time. IWGP Intercontinental Champion one time. IWGP United States Champion one time. And current never openweight champion one time. So yeah, so those are your 4 belts that he's held over in New Japan. And quite the champion.
Has Kenny ever done that?
Has Kenny ever done that?
No, I mean the answer is truly believe the answer is no.
No, you're right. It is not. I mean the answer is no. Plus, the Intercontinental Championship is now no more. Has been dissolved by the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. The butterfly belt held by Will on the Spray. I had to say that one more time. I just wanted to say that one more time.
That's disrespectful.
Oh, you started it. Show at brokenpencilbc.com. On all things social, that's at brokenpencilbc on what?
Everything.
Broken Pencil Logic. You can't write this. Mark my words with the shit. Fuck the casual fan. And price just went up. Those are your hashtags. I made it to the money round. You know what I'm saying? Feel free to hit us up on the email. Give us some news. I guess next week that we'll do that tournament. We'll do BPBC KOTR. Right. So that'll be the whole show next week. And of course, if we have any news bits, we'll do that too. But that'll be our next tournament, so we'll do that next week. That's it. Shit. You got anything else?
Did we do our Hurt Business tape?
That's what it was. Hurt Business 2.0. Thank you. So
did we do our Daniel Bryan Award tour?
We didn't do that. Damn.
Yeah.
I'm trying to take it to the house. All right. So Hurt Business 2.0.
Yes.
Bobby Lashley, MVP. Those are your CHO and CEO. Chief Entertainment Officer. Let's see here. Do we bring in Jimmy Uso to the table, or do we bring him into the Hurt Business?
I'm gonna say the table every time.
Family, gang. I'm with that. However, Daniel Bryan, do you think?
I don't think. As much as I think from the in-ring possible performance style, he fits with the Hurt Business ideal. Him walking around in, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 suits doesn't really make much sense.
But it will give him a whole completely different look. I just don't see. I don't see the long-term viability of him going back to Monday Night Raw. That's why I think he's going to end up on NXT, which is why we're doing this award tour mixtape for him in a second.
I mean, Raw is kind of starving right now for something different. So I wouldn't necessarily say he won't be on Raw. He just may not be on Raw first.
I'd tell you he'll be a hell of an addition to the Hurt Business if he wasn't in a tag team right now. Omos.
Facts.
The fact that he comes to the ring wearing a New Age suit is enough to say he could be the muscle behind the Hurt Business.
Factual. I really want to see Ricochet get out of catering, but
man,
he could play the role.
I think he's wanted to be honest with you. And
who else works?
Dog said, "Who else works?" What do you think about any call-ups? Do you think that you bring like Swerve over?
Maybe
Swerve.
You'd have to kind of change. Well, no, because on a call-up he can be whatever you want him to be. So yeah, that might work. If we can ever get Keith Lee back in the building,
All right, so
I'm putting him on the list.
That's a start. So I like Swerve. I'm gonna say Swerve just because we need somebody from NXT. Keith Lee. Man, the roster is so thin, man.
I mean, okay, Austin Theory.
He has the look too. And I was about to say, are we limiting it to color? Because if not,
no, we're gonna welcome inclusion. We're not gonna be that group of guys today.
Who could afford a turn? You know who I really like. To be honest with you, who I really like that would join this if he would, and the only thing that would really hurt him is the fact that his appearances on A&E have been very humbling, and because he's a fan. But if he actually turned on the TV and put on the suit and was alongside Bobby Lashley, AJ Francis could fit into the Hurt Business.
Yeah, I watched those first couple of episodes of Hidden Treasure, and I was like, this might be the smartest move by a NXT / Performance Center talent ever. Like, he's just carved his own lane to where he may never have to take a bump.
He never has to take a bump. Thank you.
He can take all his bumps California style.
You're not doing anything with Arturo Hua. Ooh, no. Although Huas could fit, you know who I really want to see in the Hurt Business 2.0?
Who that?
Bobby Fish.
You know what? That would be a good way to call him up.
You don't lose.
We're just not gonna get the Undisputed Era on air quotes main roster. Then everybody has to find their own lane in their own way. Adam Cole, he'll be fine. Kyle will find his place, and I think he'll be fine. Roderick Strong, NXT. Without the group, I don't know how much WWE would invest in him past NXT / 205 Live main event, and then undercard on Raw. But Bobby Fish, because of the way he looks,
man, he just looks like a fight.
He looks like a fighter.
Yeah, he just looks like whoop ass.
Cesaro.
In the Hurt Business?
Yup.
Here's the problem. I'm okay with that if you do the Hurt Business across two brands. I'm totally okay with it. Cesaro in the Hurt Business loses him in the shuffle because he will never be the top dog of that faction.
I think, because no one's gonna book it the right way. But you would put Cesaro, if you put Cesaro in the Hurt Business, you would have him kind of play that Batista role in Evolution. He's, instead of him being next up, he wants to be world champion. So at some point, that's gonna play into the dynamic where he ends up earning a title shot, and then Lashley would be like, you need to turn that down because we have a business agreement and things go left.
Let's see. Hurt Business. Who can we get for the damn Hurt Business?
You need to be able to fight or at least look decent in a suit.
I still think you bring back Shelton Benjamin. Don't worry about the tag team aspect. Just keep him on the side of Bobby Lashley.
Facts.
And you could do that. The storyline for that would be the payoff of him dropping the dead weight in Cedric Alexander, which MVP will never own for bringing him in anyway. Let's see here. I hate to say it, man. That's pretty much it, unless we go to UK.
No, I'm good.
So here's who we have for her Business 2.0. Keith Lee, Austin Theory, Ricochet, AJ Francis, Bobby Fish, Shelton Benjamin, and possibly Isaiah Swerve Scott.
Yeah, seems like a way to infuse some youth and bring some guys up.
And it's though if you put those together, that's a hell of a look, especially when suits, because you already know Bobby Fish can rock a suit. You can get a good tailor for Keith Lee. Austin Theory, I'm sure he's on that same vein of that new athletic cut, exposed ankles action. You know what I'm saying? Like
hey, I do have a breaking news submission.
Let's go.
Montez Ford.
You know what? I thought about that.
Montez Ford on a full scale heel turn.
I hate. As long as you can put Belair as his valet, even though she's the women's champion, because who better to whoop ass than someone that can actually whoop ass? Like,
and you can keep them on if you want to. You can keep them on separate brands. That they record the shows in the same damn arena. It's not like they're not seeing each other.
Yeah, it's not totally unbelievable. I honestly
leave her on SmackDown.
Like if you even split up the roster that we have, so if we add Belair and Ford, right? So that puts MVP, Bobby Lashley, and then you have Belair and Ford on SmackDown. That leaves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. And I keep Shelton Benjamin on Raw too. That leaves 5 people to split between Raw and SmackDown. And MVP can jump back and forth. That's what they really need, is a faction that stretches across 2 brands.
Like something like that seems like it will be cool. And if you were gonna do it, the prime group of people to do it would have been the Undisputed Era. However,
we see what happened to that.
However, if you get if the Hurt Business worked across 2 brands, how long before they burn that out? Whatever cool aspect of it, they either burn it out or make a horrible decision with it.
See, I'm still on the old school aspect of less is more. You don't need everybody on TV every week. You just don't. And you get better rest out of your competitors, because if they're not on TV every week, they're not killing themselves every week. You have enough people to go around to where, like, if you're only using the same 15, 20 people every week and you got a 40-person roster, you got 20 people that you're not using. And no one, I don't care if you're listening in Stanford, I want you to understand something. No one is watching Main Event. No one is watching Superstars. Cut that shit out. You got legends dying on these shows. Stop that shit. Put them to use where they're better fitted. You're not even making money on these shows. Matter of fact, you're burning resources because you got to pay hourly rates for your cameraman and your production. Stop it.
We create content here at WWE. We need more of it. We need a way to justify these extra bodies that we have here.
Oh my God! This is a dope storyline on Main Event. Said no fan ever.
That's not fair. You stopped saying that on Raw a long time ago.
But at least Raw is a 27-year staple. You just shit in the bed with it. Main Event has been run roughshod on WGN, YouTube, and now the network. And the network doesn't even exist. Now it's on the cock.
Superstars goes back to my childhood. They have 10
Superstars had a long gap where it didn't even exist. They just resurrected a brand. You're better off bringing.
It's a revived concept. It's retro. It's chic.
You're better off bringing up what's that shit? Wrestling Challenge. Well, one problem. It has the word wrestling in it. It'll never happen. You mean Daniel Bryan Award Tour? We're done with the Hurt Business. Now I'm upset.
What about Mason Teabag?
you mean pepper spray and poppycock?
Good Lord.
what did I say? Someone said Mia Yim has been moved to SmackDown. What I say is what, get back or left back? What I say?
No, please, not lug nut. Nope. I'm out. I'm all the way out. Opt out.
Toe winch.
Car key and pocket knife.
Remote entry.
Jeez.
Oh my God!
MIDI cable and HDMI port.
It's hydraulic lift. Hydraulic lift enters the ring. That's that bullshit.
Oh
that's how y'all sound. That's how y'all sound, Stanford. Understand me, mother boy.
Rough. It's rough.
This award tour.
They're watching that Steve Austin biography, and every time they go through the names that they were thinking of giving him, and they go to Fang McFrost and Chili McFreeze and Ice Dagger.
and you couldn't get Stone Cold out of any of that. The nerve of you. Oh man.
Ice Dagger. Right. What?
Frosty McFreeze. So
Chili McFreeze and Fang McFrost.
So now you're trying to pander your way into, wait, hold on. Did I say pander?
Fang McFrost sounds like an off-brand cereal character.
Are you trying to pander your way into a damn marketing deal or a collaboration with McDonald's with Frosty McFreeze or Fame McFrost?
Oh, no. Chili McFreeze,
Chili
baby.
McFreeze, man! Oh my God,
that sounds like a Gucci Mane mixtape from like the trap era.
Hashtag. Buh. All right, let's do 10 matches featuring Daniel Bryan elsewhere.
All right,
and by elsewhere I mean non-Raw or SmackDown. NXT is included, so we can do NXT.
5-5, no repeats. Give me Bruiserweight Pete Dunne.
Ooh, give me Balor.
Ooh, okay. Give me Walter. Yeah.
And for purposes of this conversation, I am spelling it with a W. With a V. I'm sorry, with a V. Give me. Give me Alex Hammerstone.
Give me Jay Lethal.
Ooh, man. Give me Will on the Spray. And I'm spelling it on the spray. We got 4
give
more.
Me Jonathan Gresham.
Oh my God. You talking about a marathon. Give me Moxley.
Okay. Give me yeah. Give me Andrade.
And finally, for my last trick, Daniel Bryan versus Kazuchika Okada.
I like it.
So let's run him down real quick. This was so easy. This is going for hours. Daniel Bryan versus Finn Balor. Daniel Bryan versus Pete Dunne. Daniel Bryan versus Walter. Daniel Bryan versus Alex Hammerstone. Daniel Bryan versus Jay Lethal. Daniel Bryan versus Will on the Spray. Daniel Bryan versus Jonathan Gresham. Daniel Bryan versus Jonathan Moxley. Daniel Bryan versus Andrade El Idolo. Daniel Bryan versus Kazuchika Okada. That is your Daniel Bryan I'm out bitch mixtape. You know what I'm saying?
And we left a couple of really good ones off. Like Jacob Fatu is that's for anybody and everybody.
So
plus he plays into him leading SmackDown too.
Yeah, I'm about to say that. So the Easter egg here is We're talking about a built-in storyline from him leaving SmackDown for something that's been going on since what, the Royal Rumble? So if he happens to pull this off in the next 2 to 3 months, family ties. That's ignorant.
See?
That's ignorant. Oh.
Sammy Guevara will probably be good too.
Do we not want to see him and Kenny Omega?
I mean, Daniel Bryan makes everything better, so I feel like him and Kenny should be good. I don't know. It should be good. Because when Kenny has a serious opponent, it's not a lot of that goofy stuff.
Nah, you know who really would be a killer though, who would elevate the other person more than it would do anything for Daniel Bryan, which would be a dope ass concept for this match.
Who that?
Absolute Ricky Starks.
Facts.
You saying I won't even act like that's just the original. You saying Sammy Guevara, it's what made me think about Ricky Starks, because Ricky Starks, he can fly, but he prefers the ground, and so the same as Daniel Bryan. They wrestle a really hard, safe mat style. I like it.
I actually think he'd probably have a great match with Hangman Page.
They could do a marathon. I really want something on the line for that match. They don't deserve to just have a match. They need to have a match up on the line. Because, keep in mind, Hangman Page was part of the first World Heavyweight title match for AEW. So, he deserves something. I don't think that he's...
We're a long way from there, but I get what you're saying. And I agree. And I think he's going to be the eventual person to unseat Kenneth.
Really?
Yeah.
Tying back a storyline, putting a bow on it.
It's completely written this way. This is their long-term storyline booking, and this is it. So Hangman kind of goes around in circles for the whole time. This new version of Bullet Club Elite, I think it's got more legs than they might have planned for, so they may have to run with this a little longer than expected, because I think there's more possibilities with it, especially with all these different promotions working together. But at some point, they're going to have, air quotes, Hangman get his shit together, stop drinking, and cash in on being number one contender.
Yo, hold on. I want you to understand this real quick. I'm looking at AEW's website because we forgot Blood and Guts is tomorrow night. Blood and Guts takes place at Daly's Place, as per usual, right?
Mm-hmm.
AEW's hitting the road.
Uh-oh.
June 23rd, St. Louis, Missouri. August 18th, Houston, Texas. August 25th, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. September 8th, Boston, Massachusetts.
Oh, they back out trapping.
September 15th, Newark, New Jersey. September 29th, Rochester, New York. October the 6th, Philadelphia. That's the schedule as it sits right now. They about to get back out here, fam. I'm kind of excited about this. And before we get completely out of here, Blood and Guts. Let me run down the card for tomorrow. Cody, well, by the time you hear this podcast, you have already seen this happen. So make sure your DVR was set for this. Cody Rhodes versus QT Marshall. Kenny Omega and Michael Nakazawa versus Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, will be in action. Doesn't say with who against whom. The 4-way tag team match, SCU versus Jurassic Express versus the Varsity Blondes. There's that Brian Pillman Jr. reference again versus the Acclaimed. And there's also the Blood and Guts 2-ring enclosed pin or submission match featuring the Pinnacle and the Inner Circle. And that's for those who don't know about a traditional War Games match, this is your traditional War Games match. Not that shit that's in NXT right now. So there's that. And it's going to be, I think this is the first time a traditional War Games match is going to be shown live on television.
That's going to be a different aesthetic. I'm actually, I'm hoping everything is above average.
Yeah. Yeah, and we've seen a War Games match with one ring in person, and that was brutal.
Facts. MLW did do that to really good justice.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. So there we go. That's the show, people. I think we did as per usual, stellar job. And now, Swab, you can do me a favor and take us to the house.
Pencil pushers. Heads up. Pencils down.
We are still the worst. We are the absolute worst.
The Broken Pencil Booking Company, a pro wrestling podcast infused with hip-hop. Available on all streaming platforms, including thebeastradio.com.
And that is right there. So 1 o'clock on Thursday for YouTube. So yeah, it'll be up by 1 o'clock on Thursday.
All right. So you going in Thursday or you off Thursday?
I'm off Thursday. We can actually do that tournament.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, possibly we can try to do 2 because I got to go to that town. I got to go to Houston next Friday. So
okay,
if we can do 2, that'd be dope.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, well, shit, there it is.
All right, that's a bet.
All right, man.
All right.